Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Well, a Melbourne derby at any level is a special occasion, but this is absolutely up to the same billing. The first ever in the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition sees Melbourne Victory, square off here in Casey. A remarkable occasion, and for the 22 players that get the chance, the opportunity and the privilege to walk out here among the starting 11, they will not be taking this for granted. Of course, every player as a part of these two squads would be hoping to press their case and keep doing well in the academy system in the NPL to give themselves the best shot of graduating up towards the A-Leagues. But this is a massive occasion. There is nothing quite like a derby, and there's no better way to truly familiarise yourself with one than to play in one. These two clubs and the players that represent them get that opportunity here. From Oliver Walker Peel, it is a privilege and a pleasure to be here at the centrepiece of the Control Cyber Campus at Casey Fields for the first ever NPLW Victoria Melbourne derby between City and Victory. And to those two teams that will have the chance to wear their club crest on their chest from the off, There is one change for Melbourne City from their historic first ever win in this competition against Keilor Park. Out from that starting 11 drops Jamie Marandola. In comes Keo Jugovic, who has A-League women's experience. It means that in goal is number 1, Darley Gore-Birchmore. 4 is Liliana Lamai. 6, Kira Saris. 8, Chelsea Biggs. 9, Keo Jugovic. 10, Isabella Racco. 11, Sienna Calvanese. 12, Mary Brown. 13, Maya Capitanio. 14, Ellie Kirkby. And 21 is Ella Duhau. See the 2 captains in the middle with our officiating team, led by our referee, Angelique Mangan. For Melbourne Victory, there are a couple of swaps. They are a team who are coming off the back of 3 defeats back to back to back. Their last one of those, a 4-1 fall to Box Hill. Out drop Emmy Traynor and Mika Regev from the 2 changes from that game. In come Fiorina Iaria alongside Layla Hussein, who is 17 tomorrow. Means in goal is number 20, Natalie Pitchak. 4, Mia Bullich. 5, Jade Tam. 6, Erin Tarrant. 10, Catherine Moole. 11, Layla Hussein. 12, Alice Franku. 13, Annika Doveston. 14, Fiona Iaria. 18, Jasmine Miller. And 21 is Emily Rukowski. On the bench today for City. Backup goalkeeper is Anastasia Kairaku. 5 is Heidi Dry, 16 Gia Kapsamalis, 17 Hannah Scott-Nitzer, 19 Jamie Marandola, and 30 in line for a club debut at this level is Daniela Chernchich. For Melbourne Victory, their backup goalkeeper is Shaylee Lane, 16 Violet Hall, 19 Chiara Calafiore, 23 Mika Regev, 30 Tanisha Winstanley, and 33 Anastasia Simic. So, first derby at this level. Melbourne City won the first 3 meetings at A-League women's level, including a 2-1 success in the opening game in 2015 between the 2. But these players at this level get their chance to write their own chapters in history. First page of the book is here, and now we are away. These 2 clubs not a fan of one another, that is fair to say. How much of that will be on display today? Jugovic down the left, looking for Rocco as City want the early start, the cutback. Blocked and Victory were able to get it out to play for a throw. Decent start from those in sky blue. Tarrant going in once and twice, very highly thought of by those at the Melbourne Victory, and rightly so, and also in terms of Australian circles too. He's captain Australia at under 17s level. Turned 16 in January. Or 17, excuse me. Good red card in this year, Erin Tarrant. Was the captain that day as we lost to South Melbourne by 5-1.
Back on, Mary, get ready for it to come back.
Fair bit happening around Casey Field today. The City Cup is here as well, over 300 junior teams, but so many eyes on this one. Two teams with players right at the end of their junior career. Free kick there will given. The Melbourne City ball. Seems straight to say that there are junior careers winding down for some, given there are plenty of teenagers out here. All out of bounds. Jugovic will get there ahead of Tarrant. just about keep it in play. Twisting and turning one way and the next. Ball in towards the front post. Not fully dealt with yet from a victory point of view by Bullich, but it is eventually behind for a victory goal kick. Bullich is someone that bucks the teenage trend. He's 21, born in 2005. Big job for her today, you would think, to help some of her younger teammates through. Birchmore. Another Australian Youth International. It's an under 16 level. Towards Brown. City able to keep hold here. For Birchmore. Goalkeeper's goalkeeper. Hitchak in the victory goal. It's will be a Victoria appearance number 34. I've been on the books at Western United at senior level previous, but it's City on the ball here. Having a look from distance. Racco able to trouble the victory custodian in goal. Franku shown in field. With Doveston. Must have that one through. Will benefit a bit of a lucky ricochet. Battling for it. Keeping hold of the ball, but as long as she would have hoped. Full ball from a Melbourne City point of view, and victory back in. Rutkowski towards Leila Hussein. And Victory are able to keep hold. Given away by Tarrant. First time ball from Brown, asking too much there of Vujovic. Biggs. Tanya losing out. Here go Victory. Sain's ball towards Iaria. Into the starting 11 this afternoon. Tries to curl one! The first goal in an NPLW Melbourne derby is a pearler. What a way to write yourself into the history books. Fiorina Iaria with a moment to remember, a moment to savour. And it's a goal that breaks the deadlock and puts Victory in front. First goal of the campaign. Player from Shepperton. 14th goal of a Senol NPLW Victoria career. That ball in too long and behind. Got 3 of them last year while playing for the FV Academy in what was their final season at this level. postage stamp effort off the left. Brown poking that one out of play for a Melbourne victory throw. Good stuff so far. Melbourne victory, the switch for Franku. Iaria Jr. keeping hold.
Next time play this way.
The ball across was a poor one towards Rutkowski. City got it back.
Throw in Anika. Cut. More aggressive cut.
Come on, step up.
Down the line.
Let's go, higher.
From City's point of view was Kirkby. She's done very well to win her team a corner. It's the opening one of this afternoon's contest. Brown over to take this, scored the first goal in Melbourne City's NPLW history. Burundara, right-footed, tries to stand it up! Oh, and that was close! It was almost begging to be tapped home. Any touch on the ball and you'd think it's 1-1. There wasn't one in the end. Melbourne City now coming close. Looking to play their way out here. Going well to now. Doveston. Rutkowski and then flicked on by Miller. Well covered off though. Mai. Franku. That one away. It was a good piece of defending. Biggs. By Rutkowski. Rolling behind, but will only get through to Pitchak as Kirkby was able to link up with anybody in sky blue. Iaria, the goal scorer. The overlap there, Rutkowski. Timor-Leste Youth International. Announced during the week that she's off to the States to play some college football in that part of the world. With Mercer.
Girls, it's way too slow. Get up.
Play by Doveston. Franku. Stops his fall of the ball, couldn't pick one of them out. It's half blocked. Bulic. To turn on Iaria. And that's off going. Getting by a City opponent.
On.
Goal Birchmore. That's almost unhit from Tam. Tarrant's ball forwards. Covered off there by Saris. Play Tom from Jugovic towards Kirkby. Losing her footing there. It's out of play for a throw for Melbourne Victory. Ball it's roll up and over halfway. Wanted the run of Iaria. To it by opposite number 14 in Kirkby, formerly of Lions FC in the Sunshine State. Part of a very successful under-23s team at that club. The team have won 5 in a row in terms of league championships. She was a pivotal part of the most recent one last year. 16 until next month. The best football ahead of her, you'd think. Marco gave it away. Tam wanted to lift one. Franku. Slalom the whole way through. Dobson has it, right-footed, works the ball into the box. Iaria with her back to goal. Could she fashion something else spectacular? Lays it off instead, and seeing her name in the lights and in the headlines, Rutkowski, it was well over the top in the end. We'll get it back here for Melbourne Victory. That one's rolled across, first time effort. Never online there from Miller.
Here we go, Victory. Porsche from the throw. They give us it.
The Melbourne Victory front half seems to be singing off the same hymn sheet right about now. Played some lovely stuff in and around that final third.
Push on the ball.
That's the reason why they've got the lead. Jugovic did well to keep it in on the stretch. Brown that's off her and was able to play it back for Victory. Tam drills one down the right hand side. Franku will keep that one in play. It's a good ball from a Victory point of view. Franku looking to get by Saris, did well. The cutback couldn't be met with someone in sky blue, and that was a shame because it was well played. Melbourne City back the other way. Off after it is Jugovic. Tam always first in that race.
gonna be up.
Well played by Pitchak. Under a little bit of pressure. Tarrant up and over halfway, shield drive. Rolls it down the inside right channel. It's a wonderfully weighted ball for Hussein. Tried to loft one in first time. Not her best ball, but see exactly what Santi Escudero and company are trying to do here. He's a former FV Academy head coach, so plenty of experience in this side of the game. What's that team? No longer in the Victorian top flight. There are a few that have been brought across from FV to the Melbourne Victory system. That's run out of play. Bullich. City build out of this. Kirkby. Another potential foray forward comes unstuck. Plenty of time to go in the game, that's for certain, but not much happening for City at the moment. We've seen it. Should be expansive with balls forward. I'd like it not to be there.
Just protect their six.
Bullich again allowed to stride up and over halfway. We'll get it back here off the 1-2. And rather sloppily gave it away. Marco. Too much of the ball there presented to Miller, who took it away for the Melbourne Victory. Was being pulled back.
You travel too much with ball. When you find someone, play with them. Right? If it's possible, find Leila or
So
someone.
we're talking to for Isabel Racco.
Walk the pass into the six.
No brandishing of a card required. In terms of what our referee saw fit to do. But it moving rather quickly. He could have trapped that.
That's your ball. Ali, that's your ball. Put on the ground first and play one. Ready, Ali?
Obviously to get the ball to halfway, but no further. It's already back in Victory clutches again. The ball from Rutkowski. It's a bit too heavy there for Miller to truly get under a spell. Tanio put it through for Kirkby. There is an outlet down that right-hand side. No doubt about that, that
A little bit higher.
City players are looking to get the ball to her, but it hasn't quite come off yet. Again, with the caveat that there is so much time to go in this game. Sanio. Melbourne City right. Balls across. Brown. Melbourne Victory players surrounding her. And in microcosm just shows how the game has gone so far. They're looking forward again. It's a good ball around the corner to find Franku. Not admiring it is Hussein, who is straight to go into the middle. The ball behind her might still work this for Melbourne Victory. Will the chance open up for Miller? Consummate composure. Jasmine Miller just had to wait it out and was then able to pick out the corner to double the lead. Her first goal in navy blue.
Next goal kick is my eyes free. not you, Mila. Someone needs to jump to her.
And there's some alarm bells ringing now, I'd reckon, in the City camp. Iaria swapping wings. It's looking good again for Melbourne victory. Hussein down the inside right channel. Doverston pulling it back. It was a whisker away from Miller, who was after a brace. This is a one-way landslide at the moment. Brown looking to protect it. Kirkby, advantage will be taken by Melbourne victory. In their stride again, the ball forwards. They're inside the box once more. Iaria sees it blocked. Fairly so, the second effort. Rather easily saved by Gore Birchmore. Tell you what, if you're a Melbourne victory fan not too familiar with this part of your club, you probably should be looking on and be feeling a bit impressed with what you've seen. Tam misjudging that slightly, but it get through to Pitchak. There is a lot to like in terms of Ninja A-League prospects. High ball. Good first touch there from Biggs, who will get it back just outside the box. Couldn't halve the deficit. Best chance Melbourne City have had, probably aside from the corner that seems perilously close towards the goal line. Came out of nothing, as that one did, to be fair. Frankie could have let it run. Jugovic. Now look at it back here. Let's try and link up there with Rocco, but I'm only going through to Pitchak. The NPLW Victoria Goalkeeper of the Year in 2023. Natalie Pitchak. Small steps in for Melbourne victory. Frankie. On the turn there, Hussein. Plays it down the right-hand side. Tarrant. Just stride for stride. It was Saris getting there first. Just about got a foot into. Get it out of play for a throw. Controlled somewhat there from Tam, and that will allow Melbourne City to get their players out. Could have been hemmed in otherwise, as they have been throughout the contest so far. Just see the way that Victory are trying to play. They've the ball to Tam, who has been able to play it this way and that. Started a fair few attacks that way. And Melbourne City start one of their own here. Capitanio. Rather fitting that she's wearing the armband today. The pass not quite up to standard. Dugout calling for calm. Even with the lead that they currently possess. Victory. Melbourne City got it back. Jugovic trying to roll it forward. What a ball that is! Is there a chance here for Kirkby? There is! Set up with a superb ball. Melbourne City back in the game, and problems for Natalie Pitchak. That goal wonderfully crafted. Kirkby had to finish and did. The charges in sky blue needed that. Through ball was exquisite. The finish really smart, and it's a very interesting time in the game now. Melbourne Victory were cruising up until the point the ball nestled in the back of that net. Natalie Pitchak is up. Hopefully she's okay. Shaylee Lane is the backup goalkeeper if required for Melbourne Victory. 16 years of age, formerly in the FV system, never made a senior league appearance while as a part of the FV Academy, but did play in the Nike FC Cup, round 4 of last year's competition, and a 5-1 win over Gippsland United. So does have a little bit of senior experience, but not too much. Not as much as the player that she would be replacing, if that is to be the case, which doesn't look right now as if it's going to be the case, and might well be okay, which is, of course, absolutely what you want to hear. Melbourne City get the goal, they get the talking to from the respective coaches in the dugout. Opportunity knocks for the hosts here. Well beaten for 26 minutes, but they're only 1 goal down on the scoreboard now. The old adage that goals change games might well ring true here this afternoon more than most. Was a superb ball through. That'll be well worth a look on any replay of it you can find. The complexion of this game shifts. Can Melbourne City build on it? Capitano able to keep it. As were the cries from the City coaching staff. Jugovic down the right, just behind a refraction. That was to Melbourne City's detriment. Victory going forward into vacant space. Iaria already has 1 goal today. Goes on alone for now at least. Might cut it off the left again and curl it. We've seen that one before. Ball in board was well telegraphed there though by Rocco. And Melbourne City should be able to bring it away. They have run into trouble. Tarrant to try and capitalise down the right towards Franku. Dig out a cross that is blocked behind for a Victory corner. And the talk in the aftermath of the goal was how Melbourne City might be able to build on it. On the flip side, how can Melbourne Victory put behind them the obvious disappointment of conceding to get themselves fully back on track? Well, Hussein will try and be the architect of something from this corner. Mentioned earlier, 17 tomorrow, formerly of Brunswick Juventus. 3 appearances there at senior level last year. Floats in the corner, right-footed, and through past everybody. Might inadvertently start a Melbourne City breakaway. Jugovic inside her own half. Forced to give it back, and Melbourne Victory able to get players back. Might think about going forward now because it's well won back here by Miller. The edge of the box is Iaria, pardon me. Her curling effort close to the top corner, but not quite. Bouncing ball, going by Capitanio. Victory almost caught on it there. Rutkowski getting a little bit lucky, which has it known for the visitors. That pass under hit. Below Iaria's best, and City can play it round. Goes for it. City throw. Of course, as mentioned previous, this was the scoreline of the first ever A-League women's contest between the two, albeit reversed. Free kick for Victory picked out. A 2-1 win for City, a game in which Ivy Lewick scored from the spot, of course. The former Matilda. All of these players, I'm sure, would love to call themselves Matildas by the end of their respective careers. Victory free kick. Of course, a few players have worn the green and gold around the setup here for both clubs. Youth level, fancying their chances to make the breakthrough towards the top tables. Pitchak almost under hitting that one. Tim wasn't too perturbed by all of that, able to deal with it. He's losing it there. Small. A little bit lucky that it's only a throw here for Melbourne City, nothing more. Well there though. In the battle with Jugovic. Rocco. Let's try and access that right-hand side. Kirkby. Can she find a ball? And she can. It's low, but didn't clear the front post. Which able to sweep that one away. Fully dealt with, though, from a Victory point of view. Yet it is now. All getting that one. Further clear. Kirkby again. Let's try and move on towards Calvinese. Successfully so.
Kaya, Maya together. Work together. Protecting side. Maya, close to Kaya.
Move them. Oh, ready.
A little bit closer, Maya, Kaya.
Miller, one of the 2 goals for Victory this afternoon. Iaria getting the other one. Good run from Rutkowski. They will play it first time. What a great ball and what a great save from Gore Birchmore. Flag was up. Wouldn't have counted, but the Melbourne City goalkeeper was not to know. Hussein making the run a fraction early. He's the wrong side of that Melbourne City backline, but regardless of that, that is some stop. Not knowing the full context and not having the opportunity to either. Doverston towards Tam. Sends it over towards the left-hand side. Iaria is there. To drive at Calvinese and has the beating of her. Ball into the middle. Lamai and is able to get up towards halfway. Tam's there again. Had a look from a mile out. Troubling Dardic or Birchmore in the Melbourne City goal. Throw. Doverston trying to pick her way through. She's done well. Done even better to win a corner. Pressure staying on despite the Melbourne victory concession. With a corner to come. Former Calder United junior in Layla Hussain to play this one. And again does so right-footed. High ball, headed up into the air. Lamai had no idea where that one had gone. City can't get it away! Another chance for Miller, it's off the post! First to the loose ball was a Melbourne City player in Duhau, and thankfully so for those in Sky Blue, it was almost 3-1. Rutkowski steps in. Game opening up. Ball over towards the left-hand side. Lamai able to track that one this time. That was close. Jugovic. Forward to the ball. And he's driving forward here for Melbourne City. What a challenge that is, though. Took the ball fair and square, Annika Doverston. Really well defended. It might help start something. Miller. Let's go back to find it. Tarrant, forward ball. Into the reach of Francu. Sorry, it's under a little bit of pressure. Biggs. Over towards the right-hand side for Melbourne City. There's options. Sky Blue making their way forward now. Kirkby stops the ball dead. Gives the slip to Bullich. Kirkby off the side netting and away. Good football. That's the best of Melbourne City's number 14, Ellie Kirkby. Dynamic and fleet of foot, almost creating an equaliser for City. Franco on halfway. That's a bit of evasive action there from Angelique Mansion. Got out of the way of that. Did well. Play though for Melbourne City throws. We tick towards half time. There's 5 to play in the opening 45. Challenge. All fair according to the laws of the game. That's our officiating team. Doverston towards Bullich, who will go back for Pitchak. More than enough time for either side to score before the break if they're good enough. that one forwards. Victory thought that they were entitled to a free kick, and the whistle never came. Biggs losing out. Victory looking to build again. Miller. Giving that one away. She thought that she might have been fouled. This is the Victory bench. Great 5-yard pass there. From a Victory point of view by Doverston. Tarnio again over towards the right-hand side. They've used that side more than the left in this one so far. Of attackers, that's a good ball forward to start another attack here, potentially for Victory from the edge of the box. It's dragged wide from Layla Hussein, who might have thought she could have done better from that. 2 on the scoreline. Good game of football in the first ever Senol NPL Women's Victorian Melbourne derby. First of many. Victory with the upper hand right about now. Two teams will meet again at the home of the Matildas on the 11th of July. That's round 20, so towards the end of the campaign. How these two teams sit on the table at the moment. Both inside the bottom half. Melbourne sits inside the relegation zone. That game might be pivotal once we get to July, but we're a long way away from there. It's a free kick for a handball. Melbourne City are a little bit confused with the throw or not. Victory have it back again. Hussein to her right is Doverston. Couldn't get it there. Too slow on the ball. City able to sort that out in the end. It's the first of 3 added minutes at the end of this 45. There was an issue with the scoreboard earlier on. That means the clock on that is slightly behind where we currently are. Thank you. Actually the ball at her feet, but it's able to whisk it away for City. Most good there in close quarters. Lamai. With Jugovic. Lamai looking to get it over the top of the Victory back line. It's not out to play. By Tam. And as far as Mary Brown, who initially lost out there to Tarrant. It's handing well to shield the ball away from the Melbourne City attacker.
That's a 1v1! That's a 1v1! Yes, Ella!
Sane. It's Franku. Chance for a free kick. No decision. Gesticulations on the Victory bench. I'm sure Santi Escudero was too happy with the decisions that his team are faced with there. It's been a game up to now that has been well refereed, as Hussein has left one in there. Rocco. Time enough for one more foray forward from a victory point of view. Paid to that was Smelarako. Iaria. That's the half-time whistle. Good half of football, that. Melbourne Victory skips out of the blocks with a double. 2 quick-fire goals. A stunner from Fiorina Iaria to get the opener and break the deadlock. The lead was doubled when Jasmine Miller waited it out. Was able to find the yard she needed for a shot and pop the ball in the bottom left corner to double the lead. They were pegged back. A stunning ball from Kaya Jugovic. Found Ellie Kirkby, who was then able to find the corner. This game is so well set up. Half-time in the first ever Senol NPL Women's Victoria Melbourne Derby. It is Melbourne City 1, Melbourne Victory 2. Is that what you wanted from that? I was going to say. Welcome back to Casey Fields, the Control Cyber Campus. Melbourne City are at home and they are in a battle in the first ever Senol NPL Women's Victoria Derby. And there is some story brewing here, which we'll tell you about in a moment. Victory lead by 2-1, which of course means that they have scored more than the opposition, but there is a very interesting change when you look at the other end in terms of keeping them out. There is a goalkeeping switch and an NPL Women's Victoria debut here for Shailene Lane. There is a City change as well, with Jamie Marandola taking the place of Mary Brown in the Melbourne City attack. But what a story this is. 16 years of age, was 16 earlier this month. Shailene Lane, as mentioned, played that cup game for the FE Academy last year, but hasn't played a league game at this level up until the whistle blows to start this second half. What a story that is. Big chance too for Jamie Marandola, who herself turned 16 rather recently, was dropped out of the starting 11 for this game. So a chance to impress. Maybe there's some fire to try and prove some of the coaches wrong. They wouldn't mind, I don't think, if she was to bob up with an equaliser or a winner or whatever that might be. So a couple of stories to watch with the half-time changes. Plenty of stories to watch elsewhere. So it's Melbourne Victory with the lead, and they've got 45 minutes to see this one through. Derbies are always games you want to win, no matter what level you play at. The games you circle in the calendar. And they lead this one as we start the second half. Jugovic trying to change that from a Melbourne City point of view. Rakov after it too. Fresh air swing there from Ellie Kirkby. Just wonder if that goalkeeping change from a Victory point of view was due to the knock that Natalie Pitchak had in the aftermath of the Melbourne City goal. She was collected by Ellie Kirkby. Not much that Kirkby could have done, and there was no ill intent. The goal stood, of course, so there was no need for a free kick according to our referee either. I just wonder if it's just to do with that. Can't say for sure though. I need someone on the ground to try and work that one out. Not sure if we're going to get that though. Hopefully now the pitch check is okay. It's here for Iaria, who set the game alight early on with a wonderful goal. Her pass is behind Francu. City were able to set themselves up, but it's ran out of play rather inexplicably from Ellie Kirkby. A needless throw to give away. Decent field position this for Melbourne Victory. Thrown in, Miller. Edge of the box. Doveston, Francu towards Miller again. Saris was rather watchful, and that has gone out of play. Last off the Victory attacker for a goal kick. I've got Saris, Jugovic and Rakart there, who have made professional appearances. Two of those three featured in the women's competitions, if only briefly. Saris has made one appearance in the AFC Women's Champions League. Building again here, Melbourne Victory, but it's surrendered by Rutkowski. Back with Miller. City will be allowed the advantage. Fouled there was Rako, former South Melbourne attacker. Lamai forced all the way back.
Chelsea, can we get on the ball?
City can take stock here with Gore Birchmore. Towards the halfway line, Capitanio able to play that one back. Jugovic options left and right, and that was really poor. In the end, couldn't find anyone in sky blue when it looked like something was opening up for City. Front ball towards Franku. Won't work either. Plenty of options on the respective benches as well who have featured this season so far. And Dry might consider herself a little bit unlucky not to be starting this one. Has started a number of games that City played this season, as that was another play for a victory throw. Former Heidelberg fullback. Stanley might be the option to look out for. Part of the current victory substitutes. Of course, they have made one at the break. You do see a goalkeeping switch, but we have seen one here. Here's Rocco from deep. He touched on Capitanio. Won't cost Melbourne City too much. Again, able to get there ahead of Maul. He won it back and fired it down the line towards no one in particular. It'll trickle behind for City goal kick.
Lil, record! They're gonna press high! Chelsea, Racco, get narrowed together. Sienna, get it in the gap. Get it in the gap.
Enough for Marandola. Calvinese looks for the City half-time substitute, but one coming unstuck from a Melbourne City point of view.
Support underneath.
I've got on the other side of the touchline. As much as Sandy Calvinese might have disagreed. That is something you can get a perfect view of from up here. Thomaston. That one well. Going back towards a goalkeeper and a first touch at this level for Shaylee Lane. And no duress, which I'm sure she wouldn't mind at all. It's played forward. Well controlled by Doverston. Here's Miller. Options arriving in the box. Can Miller pick one of them out? The answer to that is no, but she has won a corner. Saris getting back to disrupt any of that. Still some more work for Melbourne City to do here. Taylor Hussein's corner. Frankie going shorter. Doesn't look like she'll be used here though. It is long and into the box. High one. Gore Birchmore getting a hand to it to slap it down. It is actually somewhat dealt with. Penalty area cleared. Jugovic trying to fight through. Slid in and took the ball away. Diggs almost losing it. Melbourne City able to keep it. Capitanio holding it up and doing it well. Rocco. To her left. Ali Kirkby. Well defended this time by Tarrant, but Kirkby will get another look here. Tries to fashion a cross, not a bad idea. Sanio was a couple of strides back from being able to get on the end of that. Win picking up. Another flick there from Iaria. Surely offside there is insane. With a free kick. Of course, Melbourne City back in action in short order. They're back here on Tuesday. Of course, the rescheduled match against Alamein that was postponed a few weeks back. Melbourne City had a number of players unavailable when it was originally meant to be played, so they are playing that one midweek. Jugovic driving on. Going back the other way. Getting another look at this here though. For victory is Doveston. Over towards Iaria, who will have her on at Lamai. Cut back and it bounced off Layla Hussein, and Franco had the opportunity to open up. That didn't work, and neither did that from Layla Hussein, who has fired one over the top from the top of the 6-yard box. Chances are plenty in that passage for those in navy blue, and somehow it's not 3-1. The Melbourne Victory players are asking for a hurry up. Charlie Birchmore, who has given it back anyway to Victory. Here's Iaria inside the box. She's picked out the corner and is at the double. She was shown too much space in at Darley-Gore Birchmore's near post. She took the shot on, and why not? Big goal in the context of the game. Fiorina Iaria with another moment pivotal in this game on a hat-trick. Confidence flowing. All forward blocks as Doveston tried to find something. Jugovic back the other way. Gauntlet thrown down at Melbourne City again. Over to the left-hand side it goes. Kirkby did that bounce up off her arm. Enough for a free kick in that. Tarrant down the line for Victory. Kirkby. Towards Capitano in the middle. Flipped away smartly by Bullich. Miller. Iaria ahead of the ball. Great ball in behind. There's a chance for the hat-trick inside the box. 1-on-1! Absolutely ruthless. Two wasn't enough for Victory's number 14. And it's Victory's magician with a hat-trick, making it look so easy as well. A perler in the first half. A smart finish to get her second, and was wonderfully fouled for the third. (1-4) on the back of her shirt, 1-4 on the scoreboard, and so much is down to her. And now Melbourne City do have a lot of work to do. Might break kindly for Iaria here. Does some good work from Doveston. Bix had to get back and did well. Goals 14, 15 and 16 in her career at this level. Had spent some time with Calder and also with the FV Academy. Made her debut with the former back in the April of 2023. 2-1 win that day over Southern United. Has had some interaction with the senior team. One match day appearance in the A-League women's competition. A November defeat to the Brisbane Roar. Hasn't been seen since, while she's putting herself right back in the frame. On the turn is Miller. Down the right-hand side from Tarrant. In the end, Kev So's too much to do, or did she? She actually got that one into the box. But it looked like all was lost, and now with victory, we've got a lot to be happy with. Even little things like that going their way at the moment. Chesty down for Biggs. Give it away again. Doveston. Marandola hasn't been able to do too much since she came on. Has to work that one over the top. Capitario having to do the bodywork on Bullich, who was more than up to the task. Won the free kick. And I suppose this was always going to be the measuring stick game, the litmus test, whatever you like to call it. Melbourne Victory answering all the right questions right about now. Looking to pose some more at the City defence here with Franku, who curls one left-footed straight at the goalkeeper. It also clearly underlines where these two clubs are at in terms of developing players. Another chance presents itself, and the ball's in the back of the net again. Wouldn't you read about it? Fiorina Iaria involved again. At the forefront of the game. A fourth goal. 5-1 for Melbourne Victory. And how? Almost beggars belief how she's able to do stuff like that from there. Able to lift it over the goalkeeper and off the post. Caught me off guard, caught maybe a couple of her teammates off guard.
Hand up! Hand up!
Get the ball, Jack, get the ball.
Lukowski overcooked for a couple in the middle there. There was an offside flag up against Franku. course, it's a big game for Melbourne Victory in the A-League Women's competition this afternoon. You've got a Melbourne derby at NPLW level, and then a big blue in the A-League Women's this afternoon or this evening. It's a big day for the club as a whole. Wonder how much of an eye Jeff Hopkins could keep on this. Playing behind, goal kick the call. Conjecture as to where that decision was going. Victory press high up the pitch has been brilliant all day. Doesn't quite come off for them there. Got a few staying forward, and that might help them now. Flanaway is Hussein. Iaria's in the middle, as is Miller. Both goal scorers in the box for Victory. Tarrant couldn't find the pass needed. She'll smash that one away. Play for throw. Forward ball. Too long on that occasion, behind for another goal kick.
We have one now, please.
There's only one more game in the A-League Women's regular season for Victory after today. Both Glory away Friday. Could be finals games after that, depending on how the next few weeks go. Oh goodness, that's over towards us. Falling rather far short as it looked like on first viewing, as that's how to play. Thought I was going to get a touch then, glad I didn't. Double switch here for Melbourne City. Chelsea Biggs is definitely off. 55 went up on the board. It is just the 5 of Liliana Lamai, is it? Or 4 rather of Liliana Lamai, excuse me, it's come off. Oh, goodness. Hannah Scott-Nitzer was one of the 2 brought on, and her first involvement was to smash the ball ahead of her teammate Sienna Calvanese. Not much that either player could do about that. Tough one.
Jamie, go right back for a second. Maya, just come on the wing for a second.
Starting with a drop ball. So going all the way back to a goalkeeper. Capsamalis on 2, by the way, for Melbourne City. Their 4th appearance in the league campaign. Step through Biggs, into a bit of trouble. Couldn't quite get herself out of it, needed a bit of help from Capitano. But he will to impact that. We'll work that one forward. It's a good ball here for Capsamalis, who's inside the box, well blocked. Super defending from Tarrant. You do fancy that Shaylee Lane in the fixture goal might have had that covered, but it wasn't needed. Thanks to some good defending by her captain in front of her. For the resulting corner, right footed, didn't clear the front post. Got off on her bike after that and was beaten to it. Let's get back and see it out for a throw. League manager just ordering the throw back. Rukowski told to listen. So was brought back in. Play it down here. The large majority of the players on the pitch will take a drinks break. Iaria, the player down. They also did have a drink of her own, but not sure. If you have the choice between water and pickle juice, you would take the latter, but she took some of that in to try and relieve some of the cramp there. Double change here for Melbourne Victory. There is a big moment here for Daniela Turncic, who will come on for a debut at this level. Former FE Academy player and was also in the junior system at Western United. Is 15 years of age. On to his Heidi Dry. He was part of the Heidelberg team that made the run to the NPLW Grand Final last year. 20 appearances in that season. There's a change to Melbourne Victory. We'll see Nika Ragev come on here. And Fiona Iaria is taken off. What an afternoon she's had. Tanio, try that one across. City will take the advantage. Jugovic. Ball behind the intended target. Capsamalis. back on the scene. The toes there of Biggs. Marco down the line, well, taken down out of the air by Maul. This one down the line. Chance here for Miller if she could keep it in. She couldn't.
Ready on.
Good. Open up a bit quicker, Jamie. Good.
Keep it, Anika.
Scroll forwards. As if all of that. But again, well defended from Victory as it has been all day, really. Bukowski forwards. Pick out the chest of Scott Nitzer. So keep it in. So controlling it back to her goalkeeper in called Birchmore. Helps 13 win it back. Final 15 here at Casey Fields. Victory with this game well in hand.
Why you stop?
Let's go. Who wants it? Come to feet.
Throw. Antonio. Gets her body in between player and ball to keep it for Melbourne Victory. Good ball forward from Rarko towards Marandola. He would have got there if not for a brilliant challenge by the recently introduced Regev. What a tackle. With the ball forwards. First there is Hussein. Gore Birchmore caught in two minds. Hussein inside the box. Victory wanting 6. It's not coming here. Some ball down the line. Decent introduction from Mika Regev. Perfect slide tackle. Wins the ball, takes it forward a bit, and then sends it down the line to create a chance for Victory all in one motion. That's a poor giveaway from Gore Birchmore. Able to capitalise there, Doveston. Switch of play from Tam. Bukowski won't get there though. Behind for a goal kick.
Chelsea, show, go get it.
Oh my word. The ball into the box and nodded just wide. Bukowski working that one in for Miller, but couldn't find Gore Birchmore's near post.
Drop a little. Drop the line. Okay, we're going long now. Kira, come across the ball. Heidi, come across.
Maul. Find it. She play with her disposal of the ball.
Show for it.
It's towards Jugovic, who's dropping deep as this game progresses. Let's play there from Bukowski. Maul. Another superb ball in behind. Inside the box is Franku! Off the post again! Second time the Melbourne Victory team have hit the woodwork in this one. Back for Maul. From all of 30 yards. Was there a deflection in there? There was. Corner ball. wind picks up here, but it's the heat that's going on the Melbourne City back line here, as another corner will be sent in here, you'd think, or it might be going short. In fact, it is. First time they've done that today, Melbourne Victory. Maybe they should have just stuck to getting the ball in the box, because Layla Hussein's deliveries have been brilliant this afternoon. Tried to change tactics and that didn't quite work. Doesn't really matter though when you're 5-1 up.
That's your ball.
Throw in not working out. Goal kick here for Gore Birchmore. This Melbourne Victory's most emphatic performance of the season. They've got 2 home games that will follow this. Gorodara and the Essendon Royals. Next 2 opponents before a trip to face Spring Hills. Balled over there, Hussein. Card coming out. Hannah Scott-Nitzer. First card of the game. Fair few in that navy blue shirt with the white chevron that might fancy a look at this. Perhaps it's Jasmine Miller who's standing off the ball. There might be something more elaborate than just a strike on goal coming here. It's like a 2-player pseudo wall about a step from the ball. What are they trying here? Well, this is rather strange. I can't say I've seen this before. We're all having a laugh about it. There'll be even more smiles if whatever this is works. It is laid off for Tam and all that for naught. Dola was clipped on the way through. They wanted the advantage there, Melbourne City, and are quite disgruntled that they didn't get it. Capitani off after this, got there first, find it straight at lane, the goalkeeper who made a good save. Not fully dealt with yet, Capsamalis. Couldn't get that one goal bound. Stayed in play. And Victory able to sort it out from there. This turning into real football weather. With the wind and the rain. Oh, Victory won't be bothered by that at all, though. Bukowski out of play. Turcic. To affect things. Playing for Victory. Ball in. Ball appealing for throw to go Victory's way, which it does. Junior at Box Hill, Catherine Moore. The ball again, but for long with Ikovic coming across to Back with Melbourne City. Dry. Youth International. Igorich all the way back to her goalkeeper in Gore Birchmore. Igorich on the stretch. Melbourne City can't keep it. Forward there was Frank Huber. Finally, City goalkeeper. Samalis. Plenty of options forward of the ball. It's went to Rocco by a victory intervention, and she couldn't find anybody either. Ball from Tam down the line. Taratov after it. Victory got a player down in back play. Treatment to be called for here. Change here. Hussein coming off. Anastasia Simic coming on here. For Melbourne Victory, it is a league debut for her. Former junior at North Geelong. Played at the Emerging Matildas Championships back in the July of last year at under 16 level for Victoria White. The team got some defending to do here though. Working down the left is Marandola. Spreading on from Tam. And towards Capitanio, who will send one on target, but not a tough one really for Shaylee Lane to deal with. Thank you. Throw.
Step up.
Well, there were so many storylines coming into this game about who would write the first chapter in the story. It is emphatically Melbourne Victory, and it is because of Fiorina Iaria, who has since been withdrawn. Victory will get the bragging rights here that make it worse for Melbourne City here. The ball forward towards Simic, couldn't quite find her. That would have been some way to crown off a debut. That's even considering that she's just come on. Would be clearance blocked by Rutkowski, and Melbourne City set back towards the corner flag. Tenenchik, after seeing the ball forward, blocked away, will take the throw. Square ball, Franku. Space closed down. Tries to get it to Tarrant, and that'll get there. Moves down the right hand side. Went over. That's because she was fouled. Heidi Dry will get at least the talking to, one would feel. In fact, she might have even escaped without that. She's called over now. Let's have a word. Delivery, Miller slicing one well wide. to apply the press. Turncic. Under a bit of pressure. Spencer was there to help her out a little bit. Keeping in play though is Doveston. Kowski into the box, but played by Saris. Franku from range. Daisy cutter. Drifting wide of the post. It's the final minutes of the 90. I'm sure that the Victory players now who have had the license given to them to enjoy this. Very rare it is that you get derby wins. Even rarer, you get them like this. We've got a long time before the final whistle though, with 7 added minutes. At the end of the 90, there have been a few injury stoppages, but I must admit I'm a little bit surprised the number's that high. Plenty of reasons though that I'm not an official, and there are so many who do the job better than I ever would. So we trust them every time. Just more painful seconds on the clock from the Melbourne City point of view. Try wins the header. Sometimes you see the officials apply somewhat of a mercy rule when the game is well beyond doubt and there's 1 or 2 minutes of added time. Not here. Got another 400 seconds or so for your Melbourne City player to play through. It's almost like death by 1,000 cuts. Kowski. Victory left, that's not her best ball, and knows it. City tries to play the way out from the back again. It's a great ball out. And Doveston, who in turn couldn't find Franku. Franku was named as one of the Herald Sun's top 80 juniors back in the July of 2022, and you can see why with some of her play today. Inside in a touch as Catherine Moore will make her way off here for a good showing to allow Violet Hall to make her second appearance of the season. Born in 2011, Violet Hall. Only 14 years of age and already playing in the Senol NPLW Victoria Melbourne derby. Ball slid forward from Doveston. Won't be able to find Franku there. Another player who has spent time in the FV Academy, also at Berlin, Violet Hall. Made her debut early this month in the game against South Melbourne. Again, they're trying to play the way out from the back. Melbourne City's fraught with danger, but it's worked there. Sent down the line, Captain Marlis giving something to try and get after here. To get there, to keep it in play, but couldn't keep hold of it really. Going towards Capitanio, who is offside. Looked like something was going to open up there for Melbourne City to grab a late consolation. Just wonder what a game like this might do for Melbourne City. Losses like this are never easy to deal with. Losses like this to your arch nemesis, even more so. Just wonder how much of this might go into that game on July the 11th when these two meet again. Hasn't been a lot of fire in this game, if we're being honest. Not been too many rash challenges or anything like that. So nothing you might have expected from a traditional derby. regardless of that, there's never a bad time to win a game like this, particularly to win it like this. Not a bad way to win one either, I suppose. Sanio keeping the ball on the floor. Saris. Biggs gets involved. City playing it around all points of the compass here. Forward ball. Scott Mitzer. Regev has been really impressive since coming on. It's only a short cameo, but she's played well. Sliding in there, Doveston. First there. Back to a goalkeeper in Lane, who hasn't had too much to do on league debut. Don't think she'll mind that at all. Yeah, second half clean sheet as well. If she could put on her CV. Kowski trying to take it with her. It's disrupted her plans. And then from Jugovic. He disagreed with the decision. Not the best ball there for Doveston. Still worked out to a degree. It wasn't a direct giveaway, but that is as much a misstep as he's made all afternoon. Jade Tam, she has been absolutely brilliant at the back for Melbourne Victory. On most other days might have got player of the match honours, but I don't think you're keeping 4-goal Fiorina Iaria away from that. Ball forward, Simic will get there before the byline. Ball's curled in. Kowski, Franku. Let's look for it down the right hand side. Franku sends the ball in, pouched by Gore Birchmore. It's a demolition derby behind enemy lines. Melbourne Victory lay down a marker at the home of their biggest rivals, and how. A 5-1 win. 4 of those 5 goals scored by Fiorina Iaria, who was brilliant all the way across the afternoon. A couple of goals for the mantelpiece as well in that. To win the game and win it well. Melbourne City have got some work to do. They did have a moment of magic with Ellie Kirkby's goal, but little else outside of that. It'll be an interesting watch to see how they react from this one-sided drubbing. Full time here at Casey Fields. It has finished in the first ever Senol NPL Women's Victoria Melbourne Derby. Melbourne City 1, Melbourne Victory 5. For myself, Oliver Walker-Peel, it has been nothing short of a privilege to bring this one to you. A momentous day for both of these clubs and for the league in and of itself. Take care, stay safe, enjoy the victory. If you are a fan of Melbourne Victory, take care, stay safe. Thank you for your company, and goodbye for now.